People do not pay attention to backup quarterbacks. Mark Sanchez, he was on top of the world in New York. Only player at the time to beat Peyton Manning, Tom Brady in the same playoff run. He was dating Eva Longoria, I believe it was, publicly, to $50 million contract. He was Mark Sanchez. When he came to Philly to back up Nick Foles, wasn't nobody paying him no mind nationally with the media.
You crazy, man. Sanchez and Sanders.
At the time,
is different
James,
last names. The number 3 jersey sold.
No? Right now, in Cleveland Browns training camp, something extraordinary is happening that nobody's paying attention to. While the media obsesses over veteran quarterships and superstar trades, Shedeur Sanders is quietly putting together performances that are making coaches whisper about something they haven't felt in Cleveland for decades: genuine hope. I'm about to make a prediction that will sound absolutely insane to most people. Shedeur Sanders will win his first Super Bowl this season, and it's going to happen in the most Cleveland way possible. Before you laugh this off, let me paint you a picture of why this rookie quarterback, in this specific moment, with this particular team, is about to shock the entire NFL world. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand why 2025 might just be the year Cleveland finally gets its championship. Let's start with what everyone can see with their own eyes at the cross-country mortgage campus in Berea. Tomorrow, July 28th, is Rainbow Day presented by University Hospital's Rainbow Babies and Children's, and while fans will be lining up at 1 p.m. for gates to open, grabbing their Sugardale food truck treats and koozie giveaways before the 2 p.m. practice, something much more significant is happening on those practice fields. Shedeur Sanders isn't just participating in the four-way quarterback battle. He's dominating it, but here's what the cameras are catching that the talking heads are missing. Sanders' 6.5% off-target percentage from college wasn't a fluke. In practice after practice, he's delivering laser-precise passes that are allowing his receivers to gain yards after the catch. But that's not the story. The story is how he's doing it under pressure, how he's reading defenses like a 10-year veteran, and how he's earning the respect of players who've been in this league longer than he's been legally able to drive. You want to know what championship quarterbacks have in common? They don't just throw the ball accurately, they make everyone around them better. And that's exactly what's happening in Cleveland right now. Here's something that might surprise you. Cleveland has all the pieces for a championship run, but they've been missing the one ingredient that turns good teams into great ones: a quarterback who can elevate in the biggest moments. Joe Flacco brought experience. Kenny Pickett brought potential, but Shedeur Sanders? He's bringing something different entirely. Think about this for a second. This Browns team has a defense that can compete with anyone in the AFC. They've got weapons on offense that can make plays when given the opportunity. What they've lacked is that quarterback who can take control of a game when everything's on the line. And here's where it gets interesting. Shedeur Sanders has been doing exactly that his entire college career. Remember what he said about his approach to training camp. It really doesn't matter where you're picked. It's what you do going forward. That's not just confidence talking. That's the mindset of someone who's been preparing for this moment his entire life. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you saw a championship team that everybody expected to win it all? Wait. The truth is, the greatest championship runs in NFL history have come from teams that nobody saw coming. Teams with that perfect combination of talent.
He knows who he is. He doesn't come in there, kiss the ring, trying to fit in. He wants to do things his way, right? And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is, when you're so confident in yourself, they don't want to see you like that. They want to see a rookie, whatever you need, coach, I'm doing this. No, I'm here to play football. I'm here to win games. That's all he talks about. Everything he talks about is all positive. All the messages we keep seeing in reports is all negative. Nothing is about the way he plays the game. Chase, you said something yesterday about the way, he comes off. And
hunger and something to prove. Right now, Shedeur Sanders has everything to prove. He's got the shadow of his father's legacy, the skepticism of draft analysts, and the weight of a franchise that hasn't won a championship since 1964. But here's what makes champions different from everyone else. They use that pressure as fuel instead of letting it crush them. Watch the footage from these training camp practices. Look at Sanders' body language when he throws an interception. Instead of hanging his head or showing frustration, he's immediately talking to his receivers, adjusting his approach, and coming back stronger on the next rep. That's not normal rookie behavior. That's champion behavior. here's where things get really interesting from a technical standpoint. The Browns have constructed an offensive system that's perfectly suited for a quarterback with Sanders' skill. That his ability to deliver accurate passes at multiple ranges isn't just impressive, it's exactly what this offense needs to unlock its full potential. Think about the weapons at his disposal. You've got receivers who can create separation, running backs who can make plays in space, and an offensive line that's been rebuilt to give the quarterback time to operate. But the missing piece has always been a quarterback who can consistently put the ball where it needs to be, when it needs to be there. Sanders isn't just accurate, he's anticipatory. He's throwing receivers open instead of throwing to where they are. That's an advanced quarterback skill that usually takes years to develop, but he's already showing it in his first training camp practices. Mark your calendars, September 4th, 2025, Philadelphia Eagles versus Dallas Cowboys, NFL kickoff game. But here's what everyone's missing. The Browns season opener is going to set the tone for everything that follows. And if Sanders gets the starting nod, which is looking more and more likely based on his training camp performance, that first game is going to announce to the NFL that something special is happening in Cleveland. Picture this scenario. It's week 1. Sanders gets his first NFL start, and he doesn't just manage the game. He takes control of it. The confidence that builds from that moment, the belief that spreads through the locker room, the momentum that carries into the rest of the season. That's how championship runs begin. But here's the thing that makes this prediction even more compelling. Sanders has been in big game situations his entire college career. The pressure of an NFL debut isn't going to overwhelm him. It's going to energize him. Let's talk about the AFC for a minute. Everyone's focused on the usual suspects. The teams that have been dominant for years, the quarterbacks who've already proven themselves at the highest level. But championships aren't won by the teams everyone expects to win them. They're won by the teams that peak at the right moment with the right combination of talent and timing. The Browns have that combination brewing right now. Their defenses, championship caliber, their offensive weapons are underrated, and their coaching staff knows how to prepare for big moments. Add a quarterback who can elevate his play when the stakes are highest, and you've got a recipe for something special. But here's what I'm predicting. Sanders doesn't just win the starting job. He leads this Browns team to the playoffs, and once they get there, their combination of defensive dominance and offensive explosiveness makes them the most dangerous team nobody saw coming. You know what separates good quarterbacks from great ones? It's not arm strength, it's not accuracy, it's not even football IQ. It's the ability to make everyone around them believe that victory is inevitable. That's a rare quality, and it's something you either have or you don't. Shedeur Sanders has it. You can see it in how his teammates respond to him, how he carries himself in pressure situations, how he approaches every practice like it's the most important one of his career. That's not something you can coach. That's something that's either part of your DNA or it isn't. And here's the beautiful irony. Cleveland has been waiting for a quarterback with that exact mentality for decades. They've had talented quarterbacks, experienced quarterbacks with all the physical tools, but they've never had a quarterback who could make an entire team believe that this was their year. But here's the real reason why this prediction isn't as crazy as it sounds. Timing. Sanders is walking into a situation where everything is aligned for success. The defense is ready, the offensive system is in place, the coaching staff believes in him, and the city is desperate for something to believe in. Championship teams aren't just talented, they're teams where everything comes together at exactly the right moment. The 2007 Giants, the 2012 Ravens, the 2017 Eagles. These weren't the most talented teams in the league, but they were teams where every piece fit together perfectly when it mattered most. That's what's happening in Cleveland right now. Sanders isn't just a talented rookie quarterback. He's the final piece of a championship puzzle that's been decades in the making. So here's my prediction, and I want you to remember this moment when it happens. February 2026, Super Bowl Sunday. Shedeur Sanders, in his rookie season, leads the Cleveland Browns to their first championship since 1964. Not because he's the most talented quarterback in the league, not because he has the strongest arm or the fastest release, but because he has something that can't be measured or quantified. The ability to elevate everyone around him when it matters most. Picture that moment. Confetti falling, Sanders holding up the Lombardi Trophy, Cleveland celebrating their first championship in over 60 years. The rookie quarterback who nobody expected, leading the team that everybody doubted, to the moment that seemed impossible. And here's what makes it even more incredible. It's going to happen because Sanders understood something that most rookies never figure out. It's not about proving you belong. It's about proving that everyone else belongs with you. This isn't just about one season, one championship, one moment of glory. This is about the beginning of something that could define the next decade of NFL football. Shedeur Sanders isn't just going to win a Super Bowl in his rookie year. He's going to establish himself as the quarterback who changed everything for the Cleveland Browns years from now. When they're talking about the greatest championship runs in NFL history, they're going to talk about the rookie quarterback who walked into training camp in July 2025 and by February 2026 had delivered Cleveland its first championship in over 60 years. But it all starts right now. In these July training camp practices, with every throw Sanders makes, every leadership moment he creates, every time he shows his teammates that this year is different, here's what I want you to think about. What if this isn't just wishful thinking? What if everything I've just described is exactly how it's going to happen? What if Shedeur Sanders really is about to shock the NFL world and deliver Cleveland its first Super Bowl championship since 1964? More importantly, when it happens, and I believe it will, are you going to be able to say you saw it coming? Or are you going to be one of the millions of fans who dismissed the possibility because it seemed too unlikely, too improbable, too good to be true for a city that's been waiting for this moment for over 60 years? The choice is yours. But remember this moment, remember this prediction, and remember that sometimes the most incredible stories are the ones that nobody sees coming until they're already happening. What do you think? Is Shedeur Sanders really about to lead Cleveland to their first Super Bowl victory, or am I completely out of my mind? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more NFL predictions that might just change how you see the game.